What up, everybody? Welcome to another show, man. It's Monday, NBA Talk with Jay. Y'all know what's going on. We got our guy Rob Veno here with us. We're gonna break down these couple of Monday games. We got the Nets versus Sixers, and we got the Warriors versus the Kings as well, man. Love doing the show for you guys. If you can, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. What's up with you, Rob? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Everything is good today, Jay. Another Monday, start of a new week, back at it. Well, NBA every single day. Now we're going to get two or three each day here. First round
Mm-hmm.
goes on. A little bit of surprise yesterday and Saturday as far as outright winners are concerned, but we'll get into it as we go along here.
Yeah, definitely were some surprises there, man. I love when the home favorite loses game one. I absolutely love that spot. That's where my top spots come in at this one, Rob. But like I said, we got two games today. Shouldn't be too long of a show. We'll be on here maybe about 15 minutes. We'll break them down, let you know our bets. I'll tell you right now, I didn't bet anything for today's games, guys. So I know people would like for me to force a bet or to have some every single game every day, but I would not force bets for anybody, man. I have my real hard-earned money on this, Rob. But what do you say? Let's get over here to the first game here, Rob. Let's go over here to the streets of Philadelphia. We got the 76ers laying 10 points at the house versus the Brooklyn Nets in this one, Rob. We saw in game one, Brooklyn Nets tried to double team Joel Embiid and then try to make the rest of the team beat them. And that's exactly what happened. The rest of the team kicked their butts. It was mainly the three-point line, right? Harden went off for 7 threes and Elwin. Paul Reed off the bench smacked them up as well. We know that the Nets don't have a backup center over there, but it's kind of crazy, Rob, because I actually think that they probably should not double team and be play him one-on-one, let him go for 40 or 50, and then make sure you're guarding the rest of the team. Rob, how are you looking at this game?
Yeah, you're right, Jay. It's really a catch-22 when you're a little team like the Nets are. And, Joel Embiid has just such a size advantage. We visited this same series like 3 years ago. I know the personnel's not the same, but it was the same matchup. A bigger Philadelphia team against a smaller Brooklyn Nets team. At that point, as a matter of fact, Jay, Spencer Dinwiddie was the point guard of the Nets, moved on, came back. He's back there again. Karis LeVert was part of that squad. I think Jared Allen, but they were too small. You can reinsert different names, but it's the same exact matchup, and it's difficult for the Nets. It really is. They have to shoot lights out to be able to beat this team. And, I'll just start here, Jay. I have the Sixers minus 2.5 games in the series. So I don't, as you mentioned, you don't have to play every game. But when I look at the numbers offensively that were put up in the first game, it makes me want to bet under 213 here. Just to go through some stuff. You talked about the three-point line. These teams combined to go 34 of 72. They shot 47.2% from three. That's not going to happen again. They shot 51% from the floor overall. It's not going to happen again. The Nets shot 55.7% from the field and lost a game and didn't cover. They lose by 20, shooting 56%. So how can you expect the Nets, unless Philadelphia just goes to sleep, which I doubt. I think Philadelphia's motivated. I think they showed at the end of the year when they didn't. If we go back a couple of weeks, Jay, I've said this before, but if we go back a couple of weeks to when they played Denver and they didn't play Embiid in that matchup against Jokic, and here in town, they caught a lot of flack for not playing Embiid, but they had big picture in mind at that point in time. I think that their level of focus is good here. With rest, I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and won this game by 20 again, because I just don't expect the Nets to shoot as well as they did. But it does lead me to under, Jay. There were not a lot of possessions in that game. And if there's not going to be a lot of possessions and they're not going to shoot as well, it just stands to reason that if they got the 222 the first time, maybe, less than 213 is in order here. Second chance points on the boards in that game. Philadelphia, 21 second chance points, the Nets 3. I mean, the Nets are just up against it here. Can't blame anybody who wants to fade Brooklyn. I just know that down 1-0, they'll scratch, they'll claw, they'll do whatever it takes to be in this game. I just don't know that they can, Jay. The matchup is what it is. Philly, as you said, strategically, you can try and play Embiid however you want. I think Nick Nurse plays him the best. Nick Nurse waits till he catches the ball and then runs littler guys at him to slap at the basketball. Joel Embiid is not the passer Jokic is, but there's only so much you can do. I don't have a play again. I have a series play. Don't really know what to recommend here, but I can tell the folks that are watching where I leaned. I leaned towards under 213, and I just think off of the first game results, how could you bet Nets? They shot
Right.
56% and couldn't come close. How could you play them?
That's a fact right there, man. First game 121, 101. Not every series I have a good feel on, man. And this is one. And you talked about the 3-point variance as well, right, Rob? It's just so crazy because NBA is going to get even tougher as we keep going on. Sorry, guys. As we keep going on, the 3-point variance, man, it's like it's one of those things where you them they're playing a guessing game. Now, I can't talk y'all playing the favorite here because the Sixers obviously overmatched them, especially top to bottom, especially the bench as well. I mean, when you got Paul Reed coming off the bench, smacking them up like that, you see what I'm saying? I mean, I know he only had 11 points, but he had a lot bigger impact than what it made than what that seemed like. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat as well, man. It's a lot of great plays in the chat as well, guys. I always say the chat makes the show. You see what I'm saying? Our guy Chris, he said he played the under in this game. It was at 214 yesterday, down to 212.5 today, guys. So couldn't talk you off that. I know me personally, if I'm betting this game, I want some Mikal Bridges props, man. I don't think the Nets can really match up well with them, but Mikal Bridges is an absolute matchup nightmare for the Sixers. He's the best player by far for the Nets. They couldn't seem to stop him. I've seen them send kind of double. He go right through them, go to the rim for a left-handed dunk. We know that he's very motivated as well. I should have took him in the first game. I know his points prop is at 26.5. Somebody in the chat was saying that they want to take him over his 33.5 PRA. I think that's a great look. See, the Bridges he's gonna have to dominate for the Nets on the point side and on the assist side as well. He's gonna have to snatch a rebound. So if I had one play in this game, it would be Mikal Bridges either over his points or over his PRA in this one. I do think there's a path to success there, whether they cover the spread or not in this one, Rob. So that would be my look on this game. Mikal Bridges over his PRA in this one. What do you think? Any props on the Sixers side in this one? We know that Embiid only had 26 points. His points prop is at 32.5, and it's just crazy because they don't necessarily. Well, it's crazy because I think that, like I said, I think the Nets should only play Embiid one-on-one, let him go off for 40 points, and make sure you're guarding the rest of the team. There's way too many three-point shooters. They were wide open in the first game, and there's just no way in hell you're going to win like that. If this is going to be a three-point various game, and you're letting Embiid get 2-pointers, right? 3 is greater than 2. I would let Embiid go off for 40 or 50. Play him one-on-one with Claxton or DeRon Sharp. They're going to get cooked, obviously, but at least you're guarding the 3-point shooters. If you're going to leave them wide open like that, you will get blown out by 20 points here once again, Rob. What do you think about that? Any props on the Philadelphia 76er side that maybe you'd be looking here, or maybe even I know you lean towards the under. What do you think about possibly a Sixers team total over here once again?
They could, Jay, and if they single team Embiid, we could see a lot more than 11 trips to the free throw line, right? He was 11 for 11 the first time around, and it stayed out of foul trouble. It might be done by design to keep Claxton out of foul trouble, because if he goes, there's nobody behind Nick Claxton to really play in the middle, and Sharp, I guess. But so they're kind of in the limit. This prop was sent to me last night by a colleague. I don't know where he got it. Could be DraftKings, FanDuel, somewhere. But he asked me, he said, thoughts on this prop? Harden and Dinwiddie combined over 18.5 assists.
Oh, I
and
like
I thought
that.
to myself, that's probably a given, Harden and Dinwiddie.
Like
Harden, in his post-game, Jay, you probably saw it, but he talked about facilitating in these playoffs and playmaking, and how he is enjoying getting the ball to his teammates. So he did have 7 threes, but he also hinted that he's going to be a playmaker throughout this series. And Spencer Dinwiddie, prior till last game, had been on a pretty good roll assist-wise. So if you guys can find that one, I couldn't talk you off Harden and Dinwiddie,
right.
2 different teams, 2 different players, over 18.5 assists.
Yeah, they went for 20 last game. Shit, Harden had 13. And I like what I'm seeing from Harden. He's like, I don't have to score. It's all about facilitating right now, man. I love that Harden was able to change his game from being a ball hog to being a facilitator there. It's really changed the 76ers over there. That's kind of what Doc Rivers was saying at the beginning of the season, that, hey, if Harden can buy in, this team can be scary. And that's what they're doing. Embiid is being the number one. Harden is being the number one point guard. He's actually playing the point guard here. So I could not talk you off that. Harden and Dinwiddie assists. Let me see. What is just Harden's what is Harden's assist alone in this one, man? Just real quick, let me see.
Yeah.
So Harden assist is at over 10 and a half at plus 115. That's not a bad look right there. I would possibly just, because you never know what you're gonna get from Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie might just come out here like, all right, I got a ball hog and not pass the ball at all. I feel like just maybe Harden's assist over the 10 and a half at plus 115. It's not a bad look. He seemed like he wants to go for a double every night, but that's a good look there, Rob. Looking at Harden and Dinwiddie's over 18 and a half. Obviously, if Harden goes for 12, 13, once again, he'll cash his prop, and then it'll be a little bit better because then you only need Dinwiddie to go for 5 or 6 assists in that one. So that's a really good look in that one. Like I said, that's why I like talking things out on the show in this one, guys. So be possibly looking at Harden over assist in this one, Harden plus Dinwiddie over assist in that one. And then, like I say, if I'm looking at the Brooklyn Nets side, I'm looking at Mikal Bridges over his points and over his PRA. I think he will continuously in this series, even if they get swept. Bridges will show up every single game in this series. We talked about it in the first game as well, how he was pissed that the Sixers traded him on draft night. So he's going to have a little extra pep in his step every single time he plays the Sixers. I think Mikal Bridges over his points and over his PRA is a great look in this one, Rob. And Rob is also leaning towards the under in this one, guys. So I know I didn't bet anything on the side, Rob. If you had a free betting the side, would you be taking Sixers minus 10?
Wow, tense. It's a lot, Jay. It's a lot, but it's a free bet too, right? You're giving me a free bet,
Right.
so I don't have to worry about it too much. I would, you know what? In game 2, I would probably take the Nets plus 10 because I just feel like they'll scratch and claw. The matchup is horrendous. I don't like it, and they shot really good first game, but still, 10's a lot of points. I do think, again, I'll go back to, I think Philly's focus, Jay. The second round may be a different story. The opponent will be Boston in all likelihood, and we'll see from there. But this opponent is just tailor-made for Philly.
No, that's a great point right there. Yeah, it's not that I would never lay 10 in a playoff game, but I'm not doing it here. I know that the Nets can keep it close. It's 3-point variance. If the Nets are missing their threes, they're gonna get smacked up here. If they're making them, they could definitely keep this game close. Personally, if I'm the coach, I'm telling them, all right, no double Embiid, play him one-on-one. He might go for 40. Stick to those 3-point shooters, guys. Do not leave them open. That's their path to success right there. Make Embiid go for 40 or 50 and have the rest of the team be able to beat them one-on-one. I think the Nets could possibly keep it close, but no bet for me in this game, guys. Last game up here, Rob. We got the Kings getting a point and a half here at the house versus the Golden State Warriors in this one, Rob. Do you think it's that simple that we should just take the Warriors and go to sleep? I see a lot of people say, "Oh, the champs are not going down 0-2." All this, I don't know, man. I still don't, and I kind of said it at the beginning, Rob, that I want to take the loser of Game 1. I don't know. I think the home crowd. What I've noticed is the Warriors on the road. The crowd is really affect them. You see what I'm saying? Like just how it affects them at the house, it affects them the other way on the road. I think the Kings can hang with the Warriors here, Rob, and I'm not betting the Warriors tonight. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Kings went up here 2-0. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings put the Warriors out in the first round. As unpopular as that sounds, you know how many people would lose money if the whole world would lose money if the Warriors first off lost this game, and second off if they lost this series here. I don't know anybody that even has a little bit of confidence that the Kings can win this series. I think they have a puncher's chance. I think these are the same type of teams as well here, Rob.
And it proved out in Game 1, Jay. It really did. And I'm with you. I had thought all along that if Sacramento wins Game 1, could probably come back with Golden State in Game 2. And now I'm gun shy. And there's a few reasons why. First off, Golden State shot the ball better than Sacramento did and still lost. Second of all, they could not stop Sacramento in the paint. Those points in the paint numbers, when I looked them up this morning, ended up being Sacramento 60 points in the paint, 44 for the Warriors. Sabonis, 16 rebounds. Golden State had trouble keeping them out of the paint. And for every Steph Curry and Klay Thompson that Golden State has, there's De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, the Kentucky guys on the other side, and they proved they can get to the rim just as easy. They can make free throws. They can shoot. I mean, it really is. When you go up and down the list personnel-wise, there's not a lot of difference. And I had said last week in a brief analysis of this, Golden State likes to beat people with a death lineup, right? They go small, Draymond, our death lineup, this, that. But Sacramento plays the whole game that way. Sabonis is not a true center. They play with a power forward as a center. And he's a great facilitator. Next to Jokic, I don't know that there's a better pivot guy in the NBA as far as filling those three categories: points, rebounds, and assists, triple double numbers. So, boy, I think if you like the Warriors, here's your hope. If I was on the Warriors, if I wanted the Warriors to win this series, I would hope Sacramento wins, goes up 2-0, and then I can come back with a Warriors series bet at plus money, thinking that Golden State would win both at home and even it up,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe in the final three games they could steal one here in Sacramento. I don't think it's going to be easy, Jay. I don't think it's as easy as that. But I think if you want to bet Golden, they're still minus 152 to win the series. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would you lay that, right? So
They're taking an L, Rob. They getting their ass bounced in the first round. They won't win I don't think they're gonna be able to win a road game. I'll tell you that. I think the Warriors' road issues are real. I will not be betting the Warriors on the road. I'll bet them both games at the house. I will not be betting the Warriors on the road.
They had the opportunity in game one at the end, but they had Andrew Wiggins shooting the three. It's not necessarily the guy they want to shoot the three in his first game back. And I know as the series goes on, Wiggins will get more acclimated. His minutes will get better. It's a good thing. But I'm with you. They haven't played on the road all year long. What's to make us think that they're going to start playing now? I just don't have enough faith, so to speak. What I do have faith in, Jay, is that this is a high-scoring series. These two teams missed so many shots. I commented about it on Twitter as the game went on the other night. And I went to the well with an in-game over because the first quarter shooting was so horrific, yet it wound up 29-29. Then at halftime, the shooting was still bad. And it could have been rust on both sides. So I went in again for more in-game over. And the second half just exploded, 133 second-half points. Neither team wants to slow the pace down. Neither one wants to stop running. You get about 6 or 7 shot opportunities every minute when these two play. So playing under, I think, is a bad thing. In some way, shape, or form, first quarter, first half, full game. I don't care how you do it, but I would probably be on some form of over. I happen to have the Kings team total over in game one, which got there, and it shows up again at 119. 119 just seems low for the Kings.
No, fast. So what? We're doing it again tonight? Over, I think it's like 119.5 or 120 in this one, Rob. What do you think about Kings team total here once again?
I think, you know what? The way I'm going to look here, Jay, is I'm going to look at the first quarter over. Golden State's been a great first quarter over team all year long. And the first quarter, when I watched last game, got to 58 with I counted 7 missed layups. Might have been 1 or 2 more. And all they got to do is make one of those in the first quarter gets over here. So I think with a game under their belt, the week's worth of layoff is done with now, that they'll probably get to 61, 62 points first quarter here. So if I do play it in the end, which I may, I'm probably going to be on first quarter over, pretty high scoring.
I like it. I could not talk you off some overs here. The Kings are not scared of these guys. I do think that was the Warriors' best chance to steal one on the road. That's when the Kings they didn't have any playoff experience. Remember, I mean, Harrison Barnes had some playoff experience, but other than that, when you look at it, the Kings are going to push the pace here. The Warriors are not a great defensive team on the road, guys. I know people say, "Oh, Monk's not going to go off again." What if Sabonis has a lot better game? Fox is going to get what he's going to get, man. They don't really have. I mean, they have some stoppers to Fox, but their pace is really starting to bother. I'll tell you this, man. I think Mike Brown has some up his sleeve. He used to coach. He was on the coach for the Warriors for the last 6 years. I don't think a lot of people still realizing that Mike Brown has turned this team into a baby Warriors team. That's why they can match up so well with them. I mean, I couldn't talk you off betting the Warriors here tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they got it done, but I also would be surprised if the Kings won again. Personally, I'm not betting the Warriors on the road here. If they go down 0-2, then I'll be on them for a nice bit. Game 3 at the house. I know they'll come out and smack, but I think this series is going 7 games. I would not be. A lot of people are just saying simple. Warriors can't go down 0-2. It's not that simple, in my opinion, man. This team has showed us time and time again that they do not play the same game on the road, and I don't want to trust them with my money here on the road. So if you like the Warriors -1, -1.5, don't let me talk you off. But hey, like I say, personally, I'm not betting this game. I could not talk you off that first quarter over or some overs in general here, Rob. The Kings have basically said they're going to keep pushing the pace. That's what they're going to do. We know that the Warriors are going to shoot some threes as well. What do you think about the Jordan Poole possible injury in this? I know he's listed as questionable. We know know that he's going to play. Do you think that he's actually banged up, or you think that can come into play for the total here?
I feel like the Jordan Poole injury could come into play. I don't know that it would affect the total, but it certainly would affect Golden State depth. Guys would have to go a few more minutes. I don't know that if you lose, they've shown before that if you lose either Curry, Thompson, or Poole, the other two can make up for it. They'll take that shot selection off his, or that shot attempt number off his plate. I'm so glad, Jay, because I brought it up twice last week, and I'm glad you brought up the Mike Brown thing again. If we're talking football, I can't tell you the amount of times in an analysis, guys like myself will bring up, this guy used to coach on that team. He knows their tendency. He knows their play calls. Mike Brown, as you mentioned, he knows everything. He was on the sidelines for that championship run last year. He knows what they do.
6 years, Rob.
My only question was, could the Kings go out and execute what he knew how to do? And game one, they did it, right? They played the same exact game and they outscored them. And they had chances to fold. I mean, they were behind. Golden State put pressure on them in the fourth quarter, but Sacramento came through. So, I have a hard time thinking that it's going to be that easy for Golden State. And to those who say, and I'm not saying you're wrong by saying Golden State can't go down 2-0. But the other side of that coin is Sacramento's in their locker room saying, we can't leave here with a 1-1 split and go back to their place.
That's a fact, and then the series over. Because then the series over. So
they know they can't let them steal one. So it does work both ways. And when we handicap them, we have to look at them both ways. That's all.
No, that's a fact right there, man. Yeah, no, a lot of people want me to take the Warriors. They want me to. They want me to force a play on today's games. I won't do it. I'm sorry, guys. I will not do it. If I'm playing this game, I'm right there with you, Rob. I could look towards the first quarter over here once again. Let me see what the total is at. Yeah, because they, like you said, I mean so it said 59 here tonight, Rob. But like you said, the Kings were up tight in their first game, and it was still tied after the end of the first quarter. Now they're gonna come out at least with a little bit extra confidence. They got down 10 in that game, came all the way back, tied it up, took the lead, won the game. It just feels like this Kings team is not scared of the Warriors here, guys. So my guy said he liked Kings first quarter money line and Nelwyn, Rob. But let's go ahead and get out of here, my brother. Let's go over here and go over the picks in this one, man. Rob, what do you like on today's card, my brother? Even if it's a strong lean, what do you like for today's card, my brother?
All right, I'm going to say real quick, for the sake of Johnny Detroit and those back in the office in Detroit for Wager Talk, that every Monday is $9 Monday at wagertalk.com. For those of you watching Jay's show, and watch him every day, you like what he brings to the table. Wager Talk has shows in every single sport, similar to what Jay's doing right here for you guys. You can go over there, drop your email address. You get all the content Wager Talk produces media-wise absolutely free. I will be part of their NBA tip-off show this afternoon. We'll discuss these two games further with a couple other handicappers. So if you want to tune in. But once again, you can get all the content provided by Wager Talk, video content-wise, every sport, every day, by just dropping your email address. And today, as I mentioned, is $9 Monday. If you're interested in selection packages, mine are always up and available on my homepage at wagertalk.com. In tomorrow's action, Jay, you and I won't talk, but I will say this. Wager Talk, as handicappers, they have us scale our plays, 3%, 4%, 5% being the highest we can go with our best play. I haven't had one all season long. I do have one for tomorrow. It'll be my first one of the year. Comes off in the NBA playoffs. Like I said, you and I won't talk, but for those who are interested, buy it today for $9. Don't wait till tomorrow when it's 25. That's wagertalk.com. Strong leans for this show, Jay. I'm going to go back to where we just finished. I think 59 is a crazy low number in the first quarter. We just discussed how they got to 58, missing layup after layup after layup, working rust off. I don't think that happens here. I think the pace remains what it was. I think shots go a little bit. I need one more shot to go, or two more free throws to go. So that's where I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Golden State Sacramento over 59 in the first quarter tonight.
I like it, man. My top leans would be today, guys. I didn't bet the games. I will not bet the games. You can get mad all you want. I know people have gambling problems, all the good things. 2 games, they have to bet it. That's not me, guys. I bet some when I have a really strong feel. I will be doing a show tonight. I do have a really good feel for 2 games tomorrow, guys. I'll tell you that for sure. So I will be doing a show tonight from the sports book. Let's get some cash. But my top looks for today would be Mikal Bridges over his points, over 26.5 points, and over 33 1.3 PRA. And Harden double minus 145 is not a bad look. If you like his over 10.5 assists at plus 115, you have to like Harden double as well, because he is doing some scoring as well at Nelwyn, guys. So I'd be looking at Harden double, Harden's assists, and then Mikal Bridges on the other side for the Nets. Robin, I also couldn't talk you off some Sixers team total over once again, Kings team total over once again as well, guys, over 120 in that one, guys. So that's the show today, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I will be doing a show tonight. We'll have multiple plays tomorrow, probably 3 or 4 plays tomorrow for sure, guys. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe. Best of luck today with your bets. It's Us Against the Bookies. We're back tomorrow, my guys. Let's get some cash. We out.